Do I have everybody's attention now?
This is it, Josh! This is it!
Oh, hello.
That had to happen.
I didn't see you there.
Extreme
Is that
rules
it?
happen
Yeah.
yesterday. We're gonna talk about it.
Don, did the turnbuckle break on your intro, or?
No, this is how I planned it all along. Just like WWE.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we're coming at you with our Extreme Rules review from last night. Honestly, so this might be a first here at WrestlePoint. So I, to the chagrin of both of you, during our SmackDown review, said that I was dreading watching Extreme Rules. And although I do feel justified in my feelings of dread because of SmackDown, I will say that I was pleasantly proven wrong, because I do still have a small complaint about the show as a whole. But the matches, we ended up with 7 matches, which was nice instead of 6. But the match quality was pretty solid up and down. Off the top of my head, I don't remember any one match being a complete stinker. But I don't know what you guys thought, and this is my one complaint about the show as a whole. And it's not even that big a complaint. It didn't really feel like Extreme Rules to me, because nothing was outside of the main event. Nothing was very extreme. There were DQs, there were rope breaks. The refs were breaking up a lot of stuff. This was obviously a good pay-per-view, but I think this would have been better as like a Money in the Bank type pay-per-view instead of Extreme Rules, where you're expecting the boundary to be pushed to the limit, if that makes sense.
Honestly, this is what I was thinking. Just have Big E have a title match, and then just have it be a Night of Champions or Clash of Champions pay-per-view.
Is there no Clash this year?
Not so far that I remember. Last year we had it at the exact slot, right after SummerSlam, and I'll say that because I want to compare the two. Last year's pay-per-view after SummerSlam was much better than this year. But other than that, I did enjoy the show overall.
Yeah, I enjoyed the show. Other than the pre-show, because I didn't really care to tune in for that. I think like all the matches were pretty solid. I don't think there was one match that was bad. I think I'll surprise you what I thought the worst match of the night was.
Okay,
but we'll get to that later when we get to it. But
I want to hear this one because all of the. Oh, this is gonna be
when we talk about the match, I'll name it. But
I have a pick for words that might be a little surprising, but maybe not so much. But anyway, to get right into it, so it started off with the pre-show, which was Liv Morgan versus Carmella, and there's really nothing much to say here because Liv Morgan's a solid worker, but she's not spectacular. Carmella's a terrible worker, so there was really nothing to be excited about here, and the match wasn't great, but again, you weren't really expecting this to be great. For what it was fine. And they did the right thing here. They put Liv Morgan over. And that's pretty much that's all they really needed to do here was put over Liv Morgan.
It was really difficult for me to watch. I watched it on Peacock, and for some reason the Spanish announcement commentary, the Spanish commentary audio,
and the French commentary.
And the French one, I couldn't distinguish the two. I'm sorry. Leaked together, and it just gave me an excuse to not watch this match really, and just be like, I'm just gonna wait till this is over, and then Liv Morgan won, and yeah, that's what we needed.
Liv Morgan, I didn't really. I love Liv Morgan, but I just couldn't get into the match because the people she's working with is just ridiculous. I like her finisher. Her finisher was kind of sick. The little bouncing off the ropes and the DDT.
Flatliner.
Yeah, but I couldn't get into it because of the issues with Peacock. Also, I couldn't get into it because Liv Morgan just lost 2 days ago to Selena Vega. So I can't. I don't know.
My only thing about Liv Morgan's finisher, it's cool, but she's going to eventually botch the ever living shit out of it, and she's gonna look really stupid. That's the only thing.
Oh well.
Yeah, that's my only complaint there. But anyway, yeah, that was the pre-show. It was what it was. We get into the main card, and we get when was this match announced? The 6-man tag of
the
New Day versus
early in the pre-show.
Okay, because I missed the first parts of the pre-show, but so we had a 6-man tag. It was the New Day, including Big E, versus AJ Styles, Omos, and Bobby Lashley. And again, there really isn't all that much to complain about here. This again, the New Day is as much as like I can say what I want about the gimmick. They're a great team and they have great chemistry. Yeah, Omos is always a spectacle. Bobby Lashley is awesome. AJ is amazing. The only the big complaint that you're going to get from a lot of people is the match went a little long, and you know what it kind of did. You can match length it's neither here nor there at this point. A lot of matches go really long, especially this show only had 6 main card matches, so some of them were going to need time. My big complaint about obviously the New Day won, and they should have. The right people won. Even though I love Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles, they couldn't have won this match. My biggest complaint is why would you pin Bobby Lashley? Especially because later in the show,
I get it.
But here's the thing: later in the show, Big E challenges Big E to a one-on-one title match.
Lashley challenged
Lashley, yeah.
What did I say?
You said Big E.
Oh, my bad. Bobby Lashley challenged Big E. But now, obviously, Bobby Lashley's going to lose. So now let's think about the last 5 weeks of Bobby Lashley. 2 weeks in a row on Raw, they ended with him laying flat in the ring after being KO'd. The week after that, he gets left laying in the opening segment and then gets pinned to lose his title by Big E. Yesterday, he gets pinned by Big E to lose a 6-man tag match. And today, he's going to get pinned again. My complaint is you should – AJ Styles is in the match to get pinned. It makes way more sense to pin him unless they have plans for AJ to challenge Big E next.
So that was my point.
Yeah, I just think Bobby Lashley's too good, and he's been too good this year to be taking all these pins all of a sudden.
Well, this is what I'll say about that. You mentioned what?
I didn't get to say my stuff.
Well, give me a second. You have to
skip me.
too. Okay, God.
Yeah, go.
Oh my goodness.
You're gonna cut out anyways.
Yeah, good point. When you mentioned all those pins, it was by one person, right?
Still.
And we already knew he was gonna go over, and it wasn't like a one-on-one match yet. So I think that lessens the point of him losing because fans can dilute things like getting a pin. And then with the AJ Styles, I didn't even think of that. Maybe that is what they're doing. No RK show, which thank God. But still, they're the champion, Raw Tag Team champions. Just should have been on the show, but yeah.
I have a feeling Randy Orton wasn't there that night. That's why they weren't on the show, if I'm being honest. But so the point of Lashley taking the pins, I agree that it does not look great. But at the same time, the 2 times he's taken the pin is one from the most protected guy in all of wrestling, and where he turns his back and gets speared, and then Lashley being distracted by accidentally spearing Styles and then getting the big ending. So I'm not sure. It's not like really like it's like Big E's just facing him and just fucking knocks him out and then pins him. It's more of like Big E taking getting the opportunities while Lashley isn't really prepared for it. But I will say that coming away from that, I do think Styles is probably going to be the next challenger after. Just because you want someone that's going to make Big E look very good, and who's better than AJ Styles to make someone look amazing, and that will be an awesome match if that happens. But I can see that happening down the line, so I wasn't too mad about it.
But I mean, it is a small complaint. So I don't want it to take away from the fact that the match was more than solid.
It did go way too long though.
Yeah, I think on according to Wiki, I think the bell to bell was a little over 18 minutes, which is pretty flipping long. But
yeah, I think it might have been even longer than that.
I mean, including entrances, it was probably close to 25-minute segment.
I remember because I looked at my time and it was 8:27 and the match was still going on. So
yeah, it was long, but I mean, at least it was long and good and not long and crap.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's true.
And then the next match. So the next match was my sleeper pick for match of the night. It was the Street Profits versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And you knew the match was going to be good. And these guys, they've been working together just in this they've been working together for a while, honestly. And so their chemistry is pretty on point. And obviously the Usos are just great and they can work with anybody. But to work with the Street Profits, they're harder to work with because of how like dynamic Montez Ford is. You have to have a certain style of match, and they made it work. It wasn't it didn't blow the roof off quite like I thought it would, but it was still a really fun match. I think Montez Ford looked good, but he always looks good because anytime he can get on the top rope, he's gonna just show you how much better he is at doing athletic stuff than anybody. That dude's a really, really good high flyer. But I think they even made Angelo Dawkins look like a really good muscle. So and then Usos get over. I'm pretty sure they got over clean. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, they did the double.
They did a double super kick and then they did the double super kick and then the double splash. So it was nice to see the Usos actually pick up a clean win and look good. I mean, after SmackDown when they had the stare down with the Gable Academy, you knew they were going to win anyway, but that made it obvious. But it's good that they were made to look like credible champions rather than the Weasels they're always presented as.
I love that idea of that match, by the way, because
Chad Gable is so fucking good.
And didn't they? I thought they were gonna have that match.
They're going. Yeah, but
yeah.
we're getting it now.
I'll go next. This was my second favorite match of the night. I thought it was great. I thought Ford did a great job selling those ribs. Like that was probably one of the best sell jobs I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Like he was going really, and the Usos are just a great tag team. Like I consider them probably my favorite tag team in the world right now currently. So I honestly thought I love matches that can pull me in and say I know one team's gonna win, but like what if? And there was one moment in this match with also another match that happened, but that I thought that the Street Profits won. Like,
was it the one where there were both Usos on outside and then Montez dove?
Yeah,
I thought it was done for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was done too. So I was like, oh my god. But yeah, I really enjoyed this match. It was a very, very entertaining match.
Yeah, I think you, Cody, said this might be the best match of the night, and it's hard to say which one.
It's my second favorite match of the night.
I'm still undecided which one my favorite is. I'm probably gonna rewatch it for some of the stuff, but
I'll get into my second favorite match when we get it.
You're gonna win, and I thought of those moments a lot, but because the next feud last Friday.
All right, yeah. So the next match was the Raw Women's, I believe, was the Raw Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair against Alexa Bliss.
One more thing before I forgot to mention. I did not like that they did 2 tag team matches back to back though. That's my only gripe with that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah. At least they were different matches though.
Yeah.
They were like the exact same thing. Yes, the next match was Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title. This is where Cody, due to peer pressure, picked up a point on me and Dom in the prediction game. This was my least favorite match of the night. I can't lie. I don't think they displayed very good chemistry. I've always thought Alexa Bliss was not bad, but kind of clunky in the ring, to the point where it seemed like Charlotte was kind of watering herself down to make Alexa look competitive. And I'm really confused why they pinned Alexa clean. Like, they obviously, because of the post-match Charlotte doing the thing, tearing Lily apart, this feud's obviously not done. But I feel like, why do we have a reason to think that Alexa's going to beat her now? She just got pinned clean. I'm sure there's going to be some supernatural thing that happens with Lily where Alexa's going to be really strong and then she might win the title next time. But it's really confusing to me that they chose to pin her just clean in the middle of the ring with no out. Because first of all, I think she's pretty much the babyface in this feud.
Yeah.
And you always want to give your babyface an out, even if it is Charlotte. And second of all, they've protected this gimmick so much. This was so random to me. She beats Randy Orton and then loses this. It was.
And you know what's funny? It's Alexa's hometown too that she lost in.
Oh, of course.
WWE, of course.
Oh yeah, she is
letting people lose in their hometown. I never understood that concept. Like, why? I don't understand. Alexa was getting she wasn't even doing anything supernatural throughout the match. I think the match was pretty decent. I just didn't like you said, Now with her ripping it off, it will either be the death of her Alexa Bliss's character, or will continue it. But then say of it because the draft might switch them up. I don't know. I just didn't understand the finish.
I'm sure it's going to continue her character. It's going to be. I think what they're going for here is like when Randy Orton was feuding with Bray and he burned down the compound, and it just made Bray stronger or whatever. I'm sure it's going to be something
with
like that.
WWE. I don't try to use logic because
they can't be done with the character. She's over and she's selling.
But the have you met WWE? Hello.
But she's selling merch. She's selling merch. They're not done.
I don't know.
So it's funny because you guys have a different outlook on this match that I did. This was, I feel like it was a pretty good match actually. First off, Charlotte's gear fucking kicked ass. I loved her gear last night. It was amazing. Second off, I thought they had more chemistry than you guys are giving them credit for. At least it looked like things were pretty smooth on my end. I feel like through that match and the end match, I think they're making a little bit of a transformation with Alexa. I think that's what that was because I don't know. I just have a weird feeling about it. It just like the way that all ended. Like Alexa's so good that like anything she can make anything work if we're being honest. And I think she's ready to move on. I hope WWE is, and I hope that was a little transformation. They're probably not done. I don't see Alexa getting drafted just because of what happened with the SmackDown match, because I don't think there's a lot of women moving for SmackDown. So I would not see her moving. I see
Belair moving.
After what happened on that match, probably not.
Okay.
But the good news, at least about our speculation about Alexa Bliss, is we don't have to wait very long to find out. Raw starts in about an hour. But anyway, speaking of things we don't have to wait too long to find out about, the next match was the United States title triple threat: Damian Priest versus Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. So this is something I'm noticing about it. I don't want to say that it's because of Damian Priest, but this is just something that I've noticed about his matches since SummerSlam. They always start out super sloppy. The first like handful of minutes of this match was pretty fucking bad. When you look at just the quality of work that was going on in the ring, it was bad. They were sloppy. They were sloppy as hell. But they did pick it up, and it did turn like by the end of it, it was a fine match. Always fun to see Jeff Hardy. I thought for sure at the point that we're all taught, the point we all know what I'm talking about, that Jeff Hardy was going to win the match, and I was ready to pop big for that. But Damian Priest wins. We all knew he would. But I didn't like this finish only because, kind of like what I said at the beginning, it's Extreme Rules, and you're gonna and you have a roll up victory. Like roll up victories in general are about as flat as it gets, except for like I think they're reserved for like heels when they're pulling a fast one, or baby faces when they're the underdog and they get an upset win. So this was neither of those. Damian Priest, everyone pretty much knew Damian Priest was going to win, and again, it's Extreme Rules. It was an odd choice to have a roll-up win here.
I still had a lot of fun watching this match. To the Jeff Hardy blind out, we thought he was gonna win. I like the Sheamus taunt when he hit his finisher.
Oh, that was great. That was
great. Yeah. I even liked the little the bond or like camaraderie Jeff Hardy and Damian Priest had at the end. You know, like Jeff Hardy is not gonna be a kind of guy, or his character's not gonna be a kind of guy. Just start beef, because he lost. And I like that he did the little taunt thing. It was cool and it excited the crowd. So this match was remember we could have had just Sheamus versus Damian Priest part 2, and I think that Hardy just shows how much he can add to any feud match or whatever, or to the WWE in general. Like that will show that they will use him more. But last year, again, he had a great moment with AJ Styles and Sami Zayn, and afterwards they didn't do anything with him. So hopefully this time around they will actually do more with him post this match.
Okay, so I'm really surprised because this was my favorite match of the night.
I can see that, and honestly,
Easily, not easily, but it was my favorite match of the night. I thought, like, I'm like Eric, I was 100% sure Jeff Hardy was winning the title after he hit that swanton. I was like, oh, let's go. And then fucking kicks out at the last second. I was like, oh my God.
That was also really good timing on the kick out.
Yeah. And so the part of the where you mentioned it was sloppy, I don't think you can blame that on Priest just because I feel like
I know that's why
the first 2 minutes Priest wasn't even in the ring.
You know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying, like, it's just a thing that's happened in Damian Priest matches.
But I loved like Damian Priest he's like a really credible champion right now. So I'm excited to see where he goes from here. Probably SmackDown because they need a credible mid card champion.
But the champions.
Yeah, I think
they've been known to swap mid card champions during.
They have. I just don't know if it's gonna happen.
That's where I would go with it because like how many more people can Damian Priest fight that are
it depends with the swap. There might be more.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah.
I'm just this is my favorite match. I was so into the match from the get go, and it caught me, and I really thought Jeff Hardy had it for a second, and I was really hoping Jeff Hardy was going to twist the fate Damian Priest after the match. I was like, "Come on, Jeff, do it."
They can't make him. They can't make him a heel.
Don't do that.
He was in the match because the crowd loves it.
You would have been. Because that doesn't make sense for Jeff.
I know, but I still hope. There's something in me that
just want the random ass people to turn.
I always hope for the heel turns.
He's like, what if Rey Mysterio just like hit Dominic with the chair for no reason? It'd be hilarious. Alright, yeah.
Anyway, so moving on. So next we have the SmackDown Women's Championship: Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. And this might surprise you guys. My favorite finish of the night.
This was my favorite match of the night.
This is my least favorite match of the night.
It wasn't. I don't know if it was my favorite match, but this was my favorite. This was like there are good DQs and there are bad DQs. This is a fucking great DQ. Yeah. And first of all, I thought the match itself was fine. Like definitely, we knew it was going to be really good. And there's another one of those things where I think it kind of became a victim of its own hype because it was a great match, but because of what we were expecting, it might not have been viewed as really, really great, but it was good. They've got great chemistry. They did a really good job of showing Becky's like heel tactics and also accentuating Bianca's just strength. Like that, her reversal of when Becky was going for the disarmer and Bianca picked her up and then got her up into the backbreaker rack. That was fucking insane. That is like, she is so strong. They made her look really good. And then Sasha coming back, it was perfect because Becky can't lose the title, Bianca can't get pinned clean again, and you brought back a star. Like I see nothing nothing but good things out of that finish. Even though it was a DQ, and that was one of my complaints, Extreme Rules, and you have a DQ, it was perfectly executed, and I think just the perfect way to book the ending of that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say because of those reasons of the ending, and for me, like in terms of of the night, in my opinion, because of the small details of Becky Lynch rolling out the ring, be like, hey, I think I'll beat her like in 26 seconds. I'm gonna be able to beat her again very quickly. And then you can see a bunch of moments where she's just like, oh damn, Bianca is tougher than I think. I really enjoyed that, and the match was good. I enjoyed that. I like Becky Lynch's Becky Lynch had my favorite ring outfit of the evening. It was really good.
Kind of reminds me of a Steph outfit.
It does. I'm like, this is great. Look, there was a really good match. I enjoyed the finish. It's a lot of intrigue into the women's title picture of SmackDown. I'm really excited to see what happens next.
All right, I want to hear what you have to say, Cody.
All right, so So when I say it's my least favorite match of the night, that's not slighting this match at all because this card I really thought all of them.
What about the Liv Morgan and Carmella?
I'm not counting that.
Okay.
But you guys know I don't really like slow matches, and this just felt super slow to me. Like all the I get it. It's like Becky is like sizing her up, the ring psychology. I enjoy that stuff, but at a point, it's like there's too many rollouts. There's too many just pauses in the match. I just thought it started out super slow. Once it got going, it was a really good match, but It was decent, but I wouldn't put it up with what I think they were capable of. Maybe it's me just saying, "Oh, the hype around this match and what it ended up being." Also, that obviously I love that Sasha came back. Fucking, she's the greatest. So I don't know if they're gonna do a crown jewel match. I'm not sure if I know women can wrestle there. They just have to wear. They can't
be covered. Yeah.
Yeah. Who did Sasha fight at the crown jewel?
Was it Alexa?
Oh, it might have been Alexa. So I can see them doing a triple threat, which that match is going to be epic. But so my favorite part of the match wasn't even a wrestling match. It was Michael Cole. Becky Lynch looks like she's panicking, and Becky's like, "I'm not Michael. I'm not," yelling at Michael. It was great.
Great detail.
What?
Details like that. It's really good. Was this his match that? Hello.
Yeah, you're good.
Was this the match where he said next we still have the WWE US?
No, that was right after the United States Championship.
Oh, it was right after.
Yeah.
That was
Corey Graves.
Okay.
We still have the United States Championship match.
I was like, yo, what the fuck?
But yeah, it was a decent match. I just didn't think it lived up to what they could have done. But I guess they really didn't want to get into too much stuff because they knew they were going to have another match, probably involving Sasha.
And you've also got to remember Becky not too long ago had a kid, and she just came back. She's probably not in her like tip top ring shape. She probably still needs to.
Well, she's been wrestling. She's been wrestling on like house shows and stuff.
Yeah, but she's still probably just getting back in the swing of having matches. So probably.
Not everybody can be like CM Punk, you know.
Yeah,
you gotta ease into it.
Becky Lynch is about wrestling and CM Punk.
Sure, that's an opinion. Whatever.
Orange Cassidy is better than Orange Cassidy has better.
All right, go to the final match. We're gonna get over by Dom.
Oh yeah, let's wrap this up. So
Chick Magnet.
We've been doing a remarkably good job of being quick, but this might take a long time to get through. The Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor. Let's just let's get the obvious out of the way. Before the last 5 or so minutes of the show, fucking phenomenal match. I loved this match until but then like, what the fuck? Like what are we supposed to say here? You know, like let's walk through the last sequences of this match. Finn Balor, God, how did it even start? Like Finn Balor hits the coup. No, Finn Balor got speared, did the kick out low blow on Roman.
Oh, amazing!
I love that spot. It's so and they're not really overusing it. Like they did use it a couple weeks ago, but it made sense here. It made perfect.
Yeah, because it was with Finn Balor. Yeah,
exactly. And then like the Usos attack, it becomes this big brawl and. Finn Balor lays waste to both the Usos. This is still fine because it's Extreme Rules. You knew something like this was going to happen. Roman spears Finn through the barricade. This is still fine. And then the lights go out. No, they don't go out. They turn red, and you get the heartbeat. And they keep doing the heartbeat over and over again. And every time the heartbeat goes, Finn Balor's like, as if that's his actual heartbeat going that we're hearing. And then for some reason, his music starts.
I didn't like that. I did not like the music.
Yeah, his music starts. We're about what are we like 20 minutes into the match, maybe even more than that, and his music just starts playing as if his music just brought him. And he jumps up when his music starts as if the music brought him back to life. And then the lights just stay red this whole time. Finn throws him back, throws Roman in the ring, gets up on the top rope, and at this point, I'm kind of with it because it's looking like Finn's going to win the title, which wouldn't have been a good decision, but it would have been like cool. But she's up on the top rope, about to hit the coup de grace, and the turnbuckle breaks, and the top rope falls off. He falls, his music stops, the lights go back up, and he's back to being dead, as if that was his real heartbeat that we heard, and his music was the only thing keeping him alive. And then when it stopped, he was dead again. And then Roman speared him.
I didn't get that from that. I didn't get that from that at all.
What? Say it again. The last part.
What?
What Eric just didn't get. I mean, what Cody didn't get.
Oh,
I
Sam,
didn't get I didn't think the heartbeat was keeping him alive. I thought it just gave him.
that's what I
not
got from the
keeping him
presentation.
alive.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
That's what I got. That's what I got from the presentation. But either way, we can all agree it was stupid. We can interpret it in different ways. It was very stupid. Here's what they were going for, obviously, and this is what they should have done. What they should have been going for: Roman to win and Finn to be protected. But Finn was not protected here. He looked like a goddamn. He looked like a fucking goof. And also, your idea for protecting Finn is to throw your entire company under the bus by making it look like. First of all, making it look like that looked like a fuck up that his music started playing. It looked like, why are they playing his music right now? And then it makes you look like you have a cheap ring that it can't even support Finn Balor without breaking. This was trash.
So I think this is my theory. I don't know anything. I think there's something to go with that. I think someone did something with the ring.
We'll see.
I think so. This is my theory. This is just me spitballing, but if it's just the ring broke, that's dumb. That is dumb. But if there's something underlying that someone maybe unhooked something, when it was dark and you didn't see it, and then that would be interesting. That would be something I would want to see. The music was dumb.
That would be interesting. I don't think the lights never. I don't think fully went off. They just were flashing.
They were red. They were red, and they were panning on Finn Balor, so you would not know if someone was on the right side of the ring.
I don't know. I
don't know. We'll see. I doubt I doubt there's going to be something like Paul, where we see Paul on.
No, I wouldn't think it's anybody that's in the bloodline. I think it'd be something completely different.
But
let me give my take real quick, because I have some things to say. And this might be.
You had a hot take about.
Yeah,
this.
I had a hot take for this. Here you go. With Roman, of course. When Balor was what's he called? Reciprocated? Came back, whatever it was. The heartbeat
came back.
and his music played, and he went God mode. I was loving it, to be honest. I thought it was great, and I thought he should have won the title right there.
So I get the part of where he should have won the title is a hot take, but that looking great, I don't disagree with you.
I enjoyed it.
Until he got on the top rope, and
once it broke, I was stunned. I was like, "This is the dumbest thing ever." But I was thinking, I'm okay, what if Roman Reigns just finally faces a foe that can defeat him, and then maybe have Roman overcome it after Brock Lesnar, something like that. You know what I mean? And then. But then I was thinking, with the whole Brock Lesnar thing, they already booked themselves in a corner because they can't have Finn Balor's demon thing in Saudi. So, and then if Finn Balor were to win, they can't have the Universal. I'm then they still have to make Finn Balor. It's just, and the whole rope thing. This is my take on it. Obviously, in booking wise, it didn't make fucking sense, but they wanted to have a cool moment with the Demon King, but still have him lose. And if Roman were to get up and spear him out of midair in the coup de grace, that would have been dumb too. Let's be honest. It wouldn't have been as dumb as the turnbuckle thing, but it still would have been dumb. This is the whole Balor King. This is the whole Demon King at his full force, and he gets speared and knocked out right away. With I'm guessing this is a small prediction of how they're gonna play this angle. And it sounds a bit stupid and cartoony, but WWE is stupid and cartoony at times. But if they can just say it's destiny for default,
I mean,
because it's
Roman was looking up
champion. I don't know.
Roman was looking up after the match, talking to God.
Yeah, I was like, what if it's his destiny, and he's gonna be like, "It's my destiny. Whatever demon, whatever happens, it's my destiny to keep this champion, no matter what." And then. So, I
don't know. I guess the demon can't beat Samoan Joe's.
I saw that too.
Yeah,
that was not that. I like that.
But overall, I like the match. I just didn't like the last finish, the turnbuckle thing.
I didn't like the finish, but I'm holding out hope that something is brewing.
I'm hoping that something's brewing, but it's also something that makes sense and isn't really stupid. I don't know.
You know what's funny too? Right after, if you kept watching on Peacock, which I did, they had the Seth Rollins
Broken Skull
and
section.
they were talking about Bray Wyatt.
I didn't get a watch.
and they were talking about Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt, Hell in a Cell, and now look at that comparison. Very funny, huh? Yeah.
Did you
What?
hear about they wanted Dean Ambrose to turn on the Shield in like January and have Roman versus Dean at WrestleMania 30
Yeah, I heard
instead
that.
of
That would have
Seth
been good.
Rollins.
Yeah, that would have been good.
So that was Extreme Rules. It was a pretty good show. It didn't feel like so this felt like more like a Grand Slam than the Grand Slam did. There wasn't really, and there was just matches. There wasn't like too deep of storylines in any of these matches. I feel like I'm excited for. I'm hopeful for Raw because we're gonna get a WWE Championship match in about 40 minutes. It's kicking off Raw, so hopefully, so they're trying to capitalize on that those 2 hours that people watch before it gets into the ridiculous mode. Where so I'm excited. I'm very excited for the draft on Friday. It's gonna be intense. It's gonna be fun. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm also this was I think it was, like I said, solid pay-per-view. If I were to grade it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it like a solid like 7.5. And like nothing wrong with it. Nothing other than the main event. Nothing offensive happened. And it was like, considering this was the last pay-per-view, because Crown Jewel's after the draft.
the draft is Friday. The draft is
exactly.
Friday. So.
Yeah, it was a nice, like, obviously they planted seeds that some of these feuds are going to continue, but overall it was just nice, kind of put a bow on the first part of 2021, and let's get ready for the next part. It was fine. It was nice, and I'm pretty excited for Raw. First of all, because of the storylines that come out of Extreme Rules, I'm genuinely interested to see what's going to come of Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I'm interested in seeing who Damian Priest is feuding with next. I hope it's not Sheamus anymore. I hope that's done. Love Sheamus, but just don't need to see that match again. And yeah, I can't wait to see Bobby Lashley wrestle because he's awesome. And yeah, it's just and I want to see when Big E beats Lashley. I want to see if AJ is the next man up. To capitalize on the great Raw that they had last week. There's a lot to look for once in our lives. I think there's a lot to look forward to with Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, but let's be cautious here because every time we say that, we watch Raw. It's like
of course,
it's an Irish shit show, but
Eric took the words out of my mouth.
Sorry. Yeah, I was going to say to quickly update everyone on the prediction game. So I have our points, but I also just for fun, I also did like our percentage of correct correct percentage. So Dom and Cody are tied with 24 points with 75% correct picks, and I have 27 points with 84.4% correct picks.
Can we get the percentage for Extreme Rules?
Oh yeah.
Cody, we get it. You had it right. Oh my god.
I got that right here.
Cody, you have to like.
So there were 7 matches. Me and Dom were 5 out of 7, which I believe is
5.
Because Bianca technically Bianca won by DQ, which is why Cody only got 6 out of 7.
Oh.
Well, so if we were really counting these like weird predictions, I would have had because I said Sasha Banks was coming out.
Well, too bad.
That's fine. That's fine.
So Cody gets a point up on the both of us, but my lead still stays at 3.
Always thinking.
You were picking Alexa, but we peer pressured you. I'm checking the tape because I'm pretty sure I remember you going final pick Charlotte.
I was thinking about it.
All right. All right. Eric, you're still up, and Cody, you advanced, tied with me. I want to give my final thoughts on everything.
Yes.
Good show. Not better than Grand Slam. I'm sorry.
I didn't say it was.
I'm just saying. Excited for tonight. Alexa. I don't know. Yeah.
That's the worst final thought I've ever heard.
I mean, I lost a lot of my final thoughts during the last 2 minutes, so whatever. I need go ahead and do the outro then for us. Okay, whatever.
Jeez.
That's
Oh,
that was-